hands up. Oh, man. What up, YouTube? I am your host, Mediocre Tutorials and Reviews, back in here with one more video. Guys, just hop down into the content. I was perusing my YouTube homepage and came across this video on Aiden Ross's YouTube channel of Sneako sparring, training with Jake Paul. And I found this so interesting. I think I've heard previously that Sneako had trained boxing, but didn't know that he is still doing it, and especially to the extent of training with a famous YouTube boxer. So I thought this was an interesting piece of content, so I want to be able to go over it. My assumption is that Sneako won't be able to land a hand on Jake Paul, but we'll see if I'm wrong. And plus, I want to be able to go through and talk through some of the things that I'm seeing within the sweet science. Let go.
Don't appreciate the heckling. Hey, there it is. Hey, with the face. There it is. Yeah. Ooh. See, Sneako? What? It's not hard. It's not easy. You can't hit him either. Oh. Yeah. Now he's back.
Now, if you listen to the background, you heard someone yell overhand right. Jake Paul knocked out Tyron Woodley with an overhand right. But a couple of things I noticed is that Sneako right now just has on socks, which is probably going to decrease your mobility in the boxing ring, and especially being the taller guy with the longer reach, it's not that good because you can utilize the traction on your feet to continue to maintain distance as opposed to slipping and sliding on your socks. But if you notice, Jake Paul is actually the one that's doing a fantastic job at managing distance. You'll see him kind of pawing at Sneako, and that's to understand the distance as well as understand how your opponent and how Sneako will react by getting pawed at. And what that is Jake is establishing or receiving data. And the more data that you have, the more information that you can do damage with. I also noticed that Sneako seems to be taking a really squared off stance, which again, for his height and the length of his arms, he should be a little bit more bladed, and Jake is more bladed within that. Sneako got to put his right hand up. He's leaving it down. That hand up. See, he got popped.
That was
nice.
No, it didn't. No, it didn't.
He's good at holding the distance.
Jab, rock, jab. Good hit, jab, rock, jab.
He almost knocked me out.
Yeah, you gotta keep his hands up. Oh.
Hands up.
Shout out to Jake Paul. If he really wanted to hurt Sneeko, he absolutely could have. That body shot that he took earlier, which looked like a liver shot, if he put his might into that, that absolutely would have put him down. And also notice a difference in cardio management. Jake Paul is barely working to get a better result than Sneeko that is getting more actively tired. And a lot of this is just through training and experience, even outside of just having a better cardio than someone else. The sweet science of boxing also includes doing the least amount of work to get the best intended result. Oh man, that was nice. And the reason why I'm not telling Jake to keep his hands up like this, because Jake is just actively managing the distance. So there was no fear out of Jake Paul right now. His best defense against a novice like Sneeko is his feet, not his hands. But Sneeko, on the other hand, needs to keep his hands up. He's going to keep on getting popped.
It's a little round of that. Look like a static TV right now. Turn on. Look like the Showtime channel.
Yeah. No, I don't. We need gone.
Fuck it. Another 2 minutes. 2 minutes. Last 2 minutes. Fuck it. No, you gotta at least get one. Finish it.
Oh, you gotta be careful. Yeah, Jake's playing with him. Yeah. What Sneeko also doesn't realize is that his punches are really telegraphed, so they're really easy for Jake to see, especially from the distance that Jake is playing it right now. This is part of my issue when I first started as well, is I wasn't realizing how much that I was actually telegraphing my shots. And as I'm training with people nowadays too, I look at their faces. You could tell in their face before they get ready to throw a shot. There's something there to say to stone face your opponent so that they can't see what's happening before it actually happens.
Swing it in the body. Don't aim for his head, aim for his neck. There it is.
Let me see the body shot. Oh yeah. What do you have for lunch? What do you have for lunch?
Yeah. Good slip.
That was the socks.
He said that was the
30
size.
seconds. Oh, fuck.
Yeah, he popped him that time.
3,
He got too comfy.
2, 1.
Go hard, bro. He got potential.
Damn.
He got potential.
You actually didn't hang. That's crazy.
He got potential.
Damn. That was good, bro.
Go work. Yeah. I like a teenager could beat you up for sure.
100%. So, all right, fair enough. 1 through 10, how high were you trying on me? Be honest.
Like,
Okay. What on him?
He was letting me work.
I was going like a 3 on him.
Gotcha. Yeah, you were letting him hit and shit.
He's like athletic and he can take a punch and shit.
How long have you been actually been boxing for?
I don't think so. I think he was being generous. I think he was actually going a 1 or 1.5 on Sneeko.
What do you think that we should both work on the most?
Oh, you should go to the body more.
Yeah?
Because you were only going for the head. So literally, if you just are like, I'm going to throw 50% of my punches to the body,
Trick him.
it opens up the head.
Yeah.
And a lot of people in this space, a lot of influencers, they don't work on the body shots. Because you were doing like a good 1, 2, 3. All I had to do is just go like this.
Yeah.
You got it every time. But this is back here. But this is
That leaves it open, yeah.
Yes, you can go 1, 2, just make it to the head. No, you don't even want to land it. Just you're showing it so that I'm here. And your body's and then so yeah, just focus more on the body.
Hey, listen, shout out to Sneeko. We could all be critics from behind the computer screen, and I think it takes courage to get in front of a camera and to train for the world to see. And shout out to Jake Paul. It's obvious that he could have been showboating a lot more. It's obvious he could have been hitting him during the sparring session a lot more, but instead he chose to be extremely respectable. I think that this is dope content at the end of the day, and I'm hoping to see more like this in the future. Questions, comments, concerns? Y'all already know what to do. Me, tutorials and reviews at gmail.com. All right. I am not a pro nor an amateur. I'm just someone who trains that has an opinion. But just like I say, I think every male should be involved in at least one combative sport, whether that be judo, jiu-jitsu, boxing, Muay Thai, kickboxing, whatever it is. I think everyone should do at least one. I grew up doing martial arts as a kid, and a lot of the discipline that was instilled in me outside of the home was from my sensei. And I take those life lessons with me today. It really taught me how to push beyond my limits. Breaking beyond your limits, learning something new, and doing something difficult that most people are too scared to do will fortify you as a man. Shout out to these guys, all right? Until next time, YouTube. Peace!